So back in January of 2020, it was announced that Higurashi no Nakakoro ni, which was localized in English as When They Cry, was going to be getting a new project in July of this year. There's been a slow drip of information about this new project coming in over the past couple of months, culminating in the announcement that the project has been put on hold due to COVID-19. In this video, I'm going to catch you up on everything that we know about the new Higurashi project so far, and what you can expect going forward. So Higurashi began life in 2002 as a visual novel released by 07th Expansion. The game centers around a group of friends in the rural village of Hinamizawa in 1983. A bizarre string of deaths occur, and they begin to try to piece together both the current situation and similar occurrences in the past. Higurashi was first adapted into anime in 2006 by Studio Dean, who carried on the project across multiple seasons and OVAs. The first season was localized into English, but never really took off in the West, due in part, in my opinion, to the less than stellar voice cast, and the rest of the series ultimately was not dubbed. The last piece of Higurashi to be adapted was an OVA in 2013 entitled Outbreak, and since then, the series has been silent on the anime front. That is, until January of 2020. A new project was announced, alongside a short teaser and a new visual. This new project will be animated by Passione, which is the studio behind Citrus and Interspecies Reviewers, and much of the original Japanese voice cast of Higurashi is returning to reprise their roles. Additionally, the character design for this new project will be handled by Akio Watanabe, who is notable for his work on the Monogatari franchise. This new anime was set to begin in July of 2020, but word has just come in that it has been put on hold for an indefinite period of time due to COVID-19. So that's a lot to unpack. First, I'll say that I was absolutely thrilled when I heard about the new Higurashi anime. The original series, for all of its flaws, and believe me, there were a ton, is still one of my favorite anime. Very few shows do mystery quite this well, anime or otherwise, and while there is some shock value to the horror segments, it's nothing that's as abrasive as Corpse Party. And without getting into any spoilers, the structure of the narrative is extremely unique. Higurashi is told in a series of repeating arcs that all start the same but end very, very differently from each other. It's kinda on the viewers to figure out exactly what is happening, to find the story between the stories. However, this was a mid-2000s Dean show. Fans of the Fate franchise will know what I'm talking about. The animation is subpar, to put things mildly. It's wildly tonally inconsistent, and it's generally kind of a mess. A lovable mess, but still a mess. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this series can be handled under a different studio, but that leads me to a little bit of a concern. All of the documentation about the new anime state that it is a new project and provide no further clarification. Popular consensus is that this is going to be a reboot of the Higurashi franchise, but technically that's never been confirmed. This could be anything from a condensed retelling of a particular arc to a whole new spin-off. We just honestly don't know at this point. I truly hope that this is a full reboot, but even when Dean adapted it, it was pretty lengthy, even though they had to cut out a lot of the content from the original games. I'm just not sure that any studio in the current anime landscape is willing to commit to an enduring project like that. I would love to see a situation with Higurashi like Shaft had going with the Monogatari franchise, where basically they just kept adapting it piece by piece over the course of a decade or so. I'm not getting my hopes up because that was a really unique situation. Also, as someone who's a huge Monogatari fan, I'm so excited to see Akio Watanabe doing the character designs for Higurashi. You can see his design for Rena in the released visual that came with the announcement, and it really is just excellent. For me, having him on the project is like the best case scenario, shy of like having Shaft do the whole thing. Of course, I said I wanted Shaft to do a Fate spinoff, and then we got Fate Extra. It's probably best that I don't get what I want anymore. Having the original Japanese voice cast is going to be great. They all do an outstanding job, and they're really familiar with their characters at this point because they've been playing them for over a decade. Even more exciting for me is the return of Kenji Kawai, who did the music for the original series. You may be more familiar with him from projects like the original Ghost in the Shell film. He's outstanding in what he does, and I can't wait to see what he does with Higurashi moving forward. Maybe the most exciting thing about me for this announcement is that this is going to be a new chance for us to bring Higurashi out to the West. With anime experiencing something of a renaissance right now, I think this would be a good time to reintroduce the West to Higurashi. It's got something really unique going for it that I frankly just don't think we were all that interested in back in 2006 when they originally tried to bring it over. It also gives them a chance to recast the dub voice actors, which they should. I think the choice to go with Passione as the studio is really interesting. If I'd heard this news back closer to the end of 2019, I maybe wouldn't have been so excited about it. Passione at that point had done a few decent shows, but nothing that really made me think they were a good fit for Higurashi as a franchise. But then interspecies reviewers happened. Say what you will about that anime, it proved that Passione has zero interest in whether or not they have to censor their show. And that's exactly what I want for a dark show like Higurashi. In an interesting move, they actually added more censor-worthy content to interspecies reviewers than was already present in the original manga. It's the only case that I can recall where a studio was like, gee, I wonder if we can get away with more objectionable content. And that is amazing. Pulling punches is absolutely not the way to go with something like Higurashi, and so I'm so glad that Passione is going to be the studio bringing it to life. Of course, the news of a delay is disheartening, especially because we don't know how long it's been delayed for, but obviously they need to make sure that their staff are safe right now. And it's also probably better in the long run that this anime isn't produced in a period of intense stress like we're having right now. Regardless of when it comes out, I'm excited for it and I hope you guys are too. So that's everything that we know so far about this new Higurashi project. Are you as excited for it as I am, or are you more on the cautious side? Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe for more anime content and follow me on Twitter at FourteenSpoons for video updates. Until next time, I am Spoons and thank you for watching.